Hey guys, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be talking about my creative journal. I use a classic happy planner, and I'm going to give you some ideas to maybe create your own journal. And I'm going to do a little bit of writing in here, so we're going to talk all about that. If you're interested in seeing that, keep watching. All right, so I've gotten a lot of questions about my journal. Like I said, I use a classic happy planner. I used to use a horizontal and it just didn't work for me. It wasn't creative enough, I guess. So what I love about this is I'm able to kind of write all over the place. I use decorative lettering, like stickers, all sorts of stuff. So let me just show you a few examples of my spreads. And if you haven't seen flip throughs of my journal, yet, then you can go back and watch those. I've been doing flip throughs every month this year. But so basically, as you can see, I put a lot of stickers down, but then when I write, I tend to write in, different fonts. I write this way, I write that way, I write around things. And it's been really like a creative outlet for me. And also it's a way to get my feelings out and kind of keep track of what's going on in my life. So I'll just show you real quick some examples. I just love it so much because basically what happens, and I've hesitated to make this video because it's hard for me to explain what I do, but basically what happens when I'm filling these out is I'm just getting anything that's in my head kind of onto paper. I don't think about it too hard. It's basically whatever I feel like writing, I'm going to write. Whatever I feel like talking about, I'm going to talk about. And I try not to overthink it and just do my thing. Sometimes I write more, like this week I wrote a whole lot, and then other weeks, I don't write as much. So there's lots of different things that I keep track of in here. And that's been a question. People are like, I want to start a journal like you. I just don't know what to write. I don't know what to do. So I wrote down a couple of ideas. First of all, and I'll show you some of these examples. So of course, the first thing you can write about is your feelings. Here I wrote scary. I was feeling like a goal was scary. Here is current mood creative, having so much fun drawing, learning new lettering styles. So definitely my mood is like the first thing I obviously think about. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I've got mom guilt, all that kind of stuff you can always get out on paper. And when I write in these, I don't necessarily write every day. I tend to, at the end of the week, it's filled in, but some days I write every day, and then other days will go 4 days without writing, and then I'll just kind of fill it in. And it doesn't have to be what's happening in my life, but that's the next thing I want to say. You can write what you did that day. You can write what's happening in your life. You can write what's happening in your kids' lives, in your friends' lives, anything that went on that day that was interesting. Sometimes I like to write about the best part of my day. Like, what was the best thing that happened to me today? Sometimes I write the worst thing that happened to me today. So definitely events in your life and things that go on, little things. It doesn't have to even be big things. Whatever you're kind of thinking of at the time. So here I wrote, I forgot the cleaners were coming, slept in, had to quickly get the house in order, and the craft area was bad, stuff like that. So you can really put anything, what's currently happening in your life in there. Something I put in every single week is gratitude. And I do this in my big planner as well, but I usually take a big sticker, either a long box sticker or a double box, and I write a gratitude list. Sometimes I write 2 gratitude lists a week. So when you're writing gratitude lists, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can write things that are going on in your life currently that you're grateful for. I might write that my daughter Kaylee is graduating vet school in a couple weeks and that she passed her boards. I mean, that's exciting. So I might write that I'm grateful that Kaylee is doing so well. I might write that I'm grateful that I got a specific sponsorship, or I'm grateful that I got to see a friend that I hadn't seen in a while, stuff like that. But you can also write things that you're grateful for. Like, okay, so this one, house cleaners, my new jewelry box, my patrons, new Happy Planner products, fun nail colors, that kind of thing. And then sometimes I write things that just make me happy in general. So let me find there was an example back here. Like you can do like a happiness list. Actually, it's in February. Okay, so here I wrote a clear starry night, garden veggies, puppy breath, good smelling candles, shows that suck you in, fuzzy socks, road trips, a new set of markers, when my manicure goes well, lilacs, smiles, getting a good cart, new clothes. So, you know, you can write like the feeling that you get when you've had a really productive day or that kind of thing. So you can be grateful for all those. You can also write a gratitude list of people that you care about, right? That you're grateful for. So really have fun with gratitude lists. You can do anything you want, but I always like here, okay, grateful, electricity, technology, and water, simple things. Practicing gratitude has changed my life in such a positive way. I didn't think that it would. I really didn't. I was like, everyone says to write gratitude lists, and I just like, okay, I'll do it. I don't really want to, but I'm going to do it. This one was super detailed, right? But you guys, after years of doing it, it has kind of retrained my brain a little bit to focus on what I'm grateful for when times are tough, or when I'm having a bad day, or when something even small or something big happens that I don't like. I go back, my mind shifts, and I think, what am I grateful for? And this is something I have continually tried to do for the last 3 years since I started planning. And I just think it has really made a huge difference. Okay, so that's another thing you can write. You can also write in goals and things you want to work on. So let's see if I can find an example here. Okay, for example, I really need to get more sun, right? So that was like a goal of mine. I need to remember to go at my own pace. It's so important not to compare myself to others. So reminders to myself of things I need to work on a little bit in my life, either within me or outside of me. Like maybe I have goals that I want to work on. And you can also break your goals down into little steps in here. So there's lots of ways that you can work in things that you want to improve in your life into your journal. And you can do that in your regular planner too, but I feel like your journal, you can write more about it. Okay. Also, I want to mention, like, the thing I love about this type of layout for journaling is that I can go in and just write in little bits of whatever I want. I don't have to write a whole paragraph of stuff. I can if I want to, but I don't have to. I can go in and just, okay, this day, it basically, current mood, excited, yay. Today I took the first step. Like you can just take little bits of time and just write in little bits in your planner, in your journal. And I just find that that is easier for me and just more doable, you know? And if I don't feel like writing a lot that day, what I can do is write big. So it doesn't always have to be a lot of writing is my point. And you can still get your feelings out. You can still get your point across. It's still kind of fun to look back on, and it's still cathartic. So that's what I love about this type of layout. And the fact that there's stickers on the page too helps, because it's not a whole big blank page, because sometimes that can be super overwhelming when you're starting to journal, right? I feel like if you've just got a blank book and you just like, I feel like it's more formal and more of a chore and something you're not likely to keep up with. But this I've been really loving. Okay, other things you can write in your journal are like really trivial things, like what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're eating. Stuff like the weather. Did I get happy mail today? Current events, fun national holidays, that kind of thing. Let's see if I can find some examples. Like sometimes I just put super trivial things in, and that's okay to do. Finished Shameless. Happy mail. Here's the mail I got today. And also you can doodle in your planner. Don't forget that. Don't forget to doodle. Like it's fun to do that. And if you like to doodle, that's a really good place to do it in your journal. So yeah, more snow. When will it end? More snow. There's the weather. Like maybe something I'm reading, a book that I find interesting or anything like that. So it doesn't always have to be important things. It can just be silly things, or it could be something that's going on in the world that you want to remember, right? Like, I think it's super cool to write current events in your journal because you can look back on that and think, wow, I remember when that happened and that was so weird. And like, now I have a record of it. So I think that that's really, really cool. And you can even keep track of like what you're eating, like diet wise in here as well. But I'll write if I have like a really yummy dinner or my favorite foods, or I don't know. Whatever's in my mind basically is what's going to get onto the paper. Okay, so I talked about goals. You can definitely do goal setting in your journal for sure. I don't do a lot of that. A lot of that I put in my work planner because a lot of my goals are work goals, and I put them more in like my catch-all than my journal, but I do talk about them in here as well. So you can also get really deep, right? You can write in deep thoughts if you want. You can get philosophical. Let me see if I can find an example. I mean, here I'm like, remember that everyone goes through stuff, stuff like that. Let go of the past and look forward to the future. So you can get as deep as you want to in your journal, but like, I like to give myself motivating little talks in my journal. That's the other thing. You really can stop doubting yourself. You can do whatever you set your mind to, or I'll say that like you're a badass, or I talk to myself. I talk to myself in here and tell myself how good I am and tell myself how capable I am. And if you start writing that kind of stuff down, eventually I feel like it's going to kind of drill into your head, like, I am a pretty cool person, like, and you don't always have to do that. Like, you can also write what you're insecure about. That helps too. Finding it to be so difficult to keep up lately. I need to do less. It can be so hard to put myself out there on YouTube. So you can write your insecurities. You can also talk yourself up. So also, if you're finding it difficult to fill it up, you can always write in quotes. You can write them big. You can use quote stickers. I use some of these quote stickers. Also in the Happy Planner, and like they're full of motivational quotes, which is so helpful. And again, retraining your brain over the years of using motivational quote stickers, it does make a difference. And I know it sounds silly, especially if you're new to planning. You're just like, what are you talking about, Mary Ellen? But it really does help you think differently. I really do believe that. And also there are some Happy Planner sticker books that have like prompts, like a lot of the wellness sticker books or the ones that are about mood or feelings have these prompts. Okay. So this one says, write down 3 things you're proud of today. So don't be afraid to use those kind of stickers and fill them in, because that's what they're there for. Right? So if you're having trouble coming up with things to write on your own, you can always go into some of those books, pull out some of those stickers to fill out, and just put them all over your page. You don't have to come up with things on your own. Like this one, today I feel blank because. Okay, so there are those available to you. These were the highlights of my week, like all that kind of stuff. I talked about doodles, and yeah, you can always even put in more stickers if you're afraid that you won't have enough room to write. Put in more stickers, put in scrapbook paper, washi tape, fill it up with stuff, and then, you have less room that you're going to have to fill up if you're someone who just doesn't know what to write. It's the process of creating and being, and just creativity itself is actually a mood lifter and like meditation, at least for me. Okay, and the last thing I thought of was you can track your health and fitness and eating and wellness, all that kind of stuff in your planner if you want to, in your journal, I mean. You could put, your calories, your, whatever, your carbs, whatever you're tracking. You could put like your workouts in here. You could put your health symptoms in here. There's all sorts of stuff that you can write in this type of journal. And you really just got to make it your own. You just got to do your own thing. And after a while, it's going to kind of come together and you're going to get used to it. So I'm going to fill out this week with you guys. Right now I'm filming this on Wednesday, and I am just going to fill out the beginning of the week with you. I'm not going to get super personal because, so this is last week. You guys, I didn't fill it out last week. I don't know. I forgot. I wasn't feeling it. So I never did it. So there you go. Sometimes that happens as well. But this is this week. And these videos are typically patron videos. So most of the spreads here were done on a Patreon exclusive video. So there's a certain tier on Patreon. They get the videos that I don't put out on YouTube. So that's what that is, which is why you didn't see this. Anyway, I think this one's cute. I did this one in 10 minutes. I set a timer. So I think that turned out actually really cute for 10 minutes. Not bad. And Bumble's throwing the ball under the desk. What a shocker. So what I typically do when I fill out these spreads, at least I have been doing it in the last couple months, is in the beginning of the week, I will get a couple of pens. I will go through all my pens and pick out the ones that I think I want to use in this spread that are going to match and that I to color coordinate. Sometimes it's only going to be one color. Sometimes it's going to be a bunch of colors. Sometimes it's going to be no color and just black. But this time it was such a colorful spread that I was in the mood to throw down some colorful letters in here too. So I picked these 3 Tombos and this Crayola Super Tip, I should say. And then I have a few other pens that I might like do smaller writing with that sort of match the stickers on this page. So let's get started. If I can figure out what to do with my dog, maybe I need to take a break and go throw this in the yard for her for about 15 minutes and I'll be back. But for you, it'll be like 1 second and I'll be back. I know, time travel. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of start filling this out with you guys. Typically when I use the colored pens, I also will bring in some black. So this is a 08 Pigma Micron. Really like these Pigma Micron pens. I've been using them a lot lately. So up here, I'm just going to write grateful. Okay. So now I'm just going to take a 0.38 Muji pen. This is like a really detailed pen. I should say. It's really thin. And I'm just going to write in some things I'm grateful for. So let's see. I am really grateful that, this is going to sound silly, but I have both arms and both legs. And sometimes what it takes for gratitude is thinking about the things that you have that other people don't have. Not everybody has both arms and both legs. And you should be grateful that you do, because things can be taken away from you at a moment. Be grateful for the things you have today, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. And that might seem slightly pessimistic. I don't see it that way. I see it as, I am so grateful that I have these basic things and that I don't have these other problems. So I am, and you don't have to write I am grateful for, I don't even know why I'm doing that. I don't usually do that. I am grateful. Whoops, I don't want to write for. I want to write that. I am able to see and hear. I am grateful that, let me think, that I can, I mean, really, I'm grateful that I can do anything at all. I'll just say that I am fairly intelligent. Okay. So that part is filled out. And so that's usually the first thing I do when I'm creating these spreads. So Monday, trying to think what I did Monday, pretty much just work during the day. And then, did I go to the post office? No, that was Sunday. Okay, so I had a date Monday night with a guy named Jim. So I'm going to write that down. And I'm just going to take one of these pens. I guess I'll take the yellow because I think I'm going to write it up here. I'm just going to write dinner here. And I'm going to run out of room, you guys, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Because by the end of this, I write everywhere, all over the place. So now let's go in with maybe one of these, maybe a pink. And I'll write with Jim. And then I'm going to grab a, let's see, a 0.05 Muji, a 0.5 I mean, because it's slightly thicker than that. At Anthony's. And then I'm going to go in with a thinner pen. You can see I switch pens a lot. We ate pepperoni pizza, and I had a couple of hazy IPAs, which are my favorite beers. And I'm going to write the name of the beer, Voodoo Ranger. It was actually really good. If you like hazy IPAs, try that one. I don't know if it's local to me or not, but I actually did really like that one. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to trace this. So that's typically what I have been doing lately, is writing in color and tracing it in black. So you can see how that kind of makes it pop, because I wouldn't leave yellow writing by itself like that. I feel like it's just not eye-catching eye-catching a knife. That would hurt if you caught a knife, actually. I just mean that like it doesn't stand out, and I don't really like the way that looks, so I always kind of outline the lighter colors for sure. And I like the way that looks. Okay. So on Monday, let's see, I also started binge watching The Sinner. So maybe I'll draw a TV. Should I draw a TV? Sure. First, I'm going to write that. Wait, maybe I should. Yeah, I'm going to write it in up top, and then I'm going to draw a TV down below. So let's get another pen. How about this one? Although I don't know if it's going to look good against that color. How about the pink or the purple? Let's try this one. I don't know. So I'm just going to write watching. I mean, that's not great, but it's okay. Watching. Now let me get I guess I'll use this again, the 08 Pigma Micron. I'm just going to write The Sinner. Now I'm going to take a smaller pen, the 0.38, and I'm going to do like a different font. So I'll just do cursive, season 1. Okay. And now I'm going to draw a little TV. I don't have much room for my antenna. Well, okay. So that's that. And now I'm going to go in again with this. Actually, maybe I won't, because that's like kind of, maybe I'll just write over it. Sometimes I will do that. Okay. So that looks cute. So that's really all I did on Monday. I kind of binge watched The Sinner. Well, I only watched one of them. I'm only on like the second episode. It's good so far. And I worked. So now what am I going to fill out for the rest of the day? Well, I don't know. I was in a good mood on Monday. I was in a pretty good mood. So why don't I write that? Why don't I write that? Good mood. I mean, you can really write anything you want. And now it helps if I'm writing things in on Monday so that I remember how I'm feeling and I remember what happened. But I kind of this week wanted to not do that because I knew I was going to be filming this. So, and I really didn't have time to like go in each day and show you. And that's not what I wanted this video to be anyway, because sometimes I do fill out 3 days in advance. I mean, in 3 days behind. And so I kind of wanted to do that with you, which is why I'm doing it this way. So I'm just going to write good mood. Okay. And then here I might write some smaller letters. Let me use a smaller pen. I'm just going to write in like why I'm in a good mood. So I'm just going to write, life is going really well lately. April has been full of hope. Yeah, April's been good for me. Now, down here, I don't really have anything else to write because I really, like I said, didn't really do anything else on Monday. And the weather was kind of crappy that day, so I wasn't going to write that, but I can put another sticker down there. So let's go back into the sticker book. And that's what I do too. Like while I'm filling out these spreads is I will have my sticker book handy and I'll just fill in the little spaces with like little stickers. So for example, here we can put some stars in. It's going to bring that purple down into this area. So we'll put a couple stars in here. Because at the end of the week, I kind of like the way it looks when it's all sort of filled up. That's just how I like it. You don't have to do that, but I like how that looks. Okay, so Tuesday, and sometimes I will write even here. Like I'll turn and I'll write something there. Let's do that actually. So I'm going to write, actually let's do a color. Let's do a purple. So I've got a purple Paper Mate Flare, and it's going to kind of match that up there. So I'm just going to write good so far about the show. And then I'll do a little arrow. So so I knew I was talking about that. And then here I might do good mood, yay. Not everything has to be kind of rocket science. Like don't overthink it, just have fun with it. It really is supposed to be fun and something fun to look back on. So then Tuesday was really nice outside. Like gorgeous. It was like 73 and sunny. And I know here, I mean, I know here's nice, but I know a lot of parts of the country have been cold. So let me get let's see, what should I do there? I don't have a lot of room to write here or here, but I might, how about I do like a little sun here? And then I'll talk about the weather up there. Okay. Now I'll write, I'll take a smaller pen and maybe I'll take this one here. This is a tool. And I'll write, let me take a smaller pen here. So I switch up the fonts, I switch up the pens, I switch up the sizes of the pens. Do you know what I mean? So right here, I'm going to write absolutely. And then I'm going to write gorgeous. I'm going to go back with that same pen, and I'm going to write day. And then over here, I'm just going to write 73 degrees because that's really nice for April. Let's go back in, okay, with this same pen, I guess, and outline this sun. Why not? Let's outline the sun and make it cute. Maybe we'll even do a little smiley face on the sun. So you can draw, you can do fun lettering, and it's okay if you're drawing and your lettering is not great. It is okay. Just have fun with it. Nothing has to be perfect, you guys. Seriously. Let's draw a little smiley face. And sometimes my spreads don't look so hot, you know? Like there's one of the ones that I showed you I absolutely hate. Where is it? I'll show it to you. It was like the last one that I did before I missed a week. This one. Yuck. I don't like the way I wrote. I don't like the way, I like the stickers, but I don't like the way I put the stickers down. And I don't like how I combine it with these. Like I just think, yuck. I don't like it. But that's okay, because then I have the next week, and this week's much better. Okay, so Tuesday night, I had a Patreon Zoom call. Not Zoom, a live stream, and we do those. It was like a Q&A. We do those once a month on my Patreon, and they're always fun. And so I like to write about them in my journal. And so let me see. What do I want to use for that? I'm thinking purple. Let's use like this purple. And I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to have room. Let's see. Okay, I'll do patron. And I know this looks light, but again, we're going to take care of that with outlining it. I'm running out of room. See, not everything's always centered, and that's okay too. And I'm going to write, I was writing Zoom. No, Mary Ellen, we just talked about this. Let me turn that into an I guess. Live stream. Okay, let's go back in and outline that purple. Does not have to be perfect. Because if you really kind of fill in your planner, your journal, you're not going to really go back and look at each individual word and be like, oh, wow, that looks bad. Because it's just fun and like kind of just all over the place. It's just a fun way to do it. Okay, so that's not centered there. So I'm going to put something here. I'm going to do a little star because if I don't center something, I like to like add in a heart or a star or something. So now it looks centered, right? I feel like it does. Excuse me. I'm going to go back in with a 0.5 and just write in the time. And then I'm just going to write in so much fun. We do have a good time at those. I drink wine usually, and yeah, it's a good time. Okay, so here I've got some stuff going on, some white space, I guess you could say. So what should we do there? I'm just going to write in that it went on kind of long. It was about an hour and a half. It's usually about an hour, but went on kind of long. Sorry, I have to cough again. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm just going to write, we talked for an hour and a half. I'm a little bit like picky that I don't like. If I start not having white space, I don't like white space up there either. So let's look for like some little things to put there. Sometimes there's little bits of stickers you can like just add in, like the little stars or whatever. Like, look, here's some of these little things I think we can add in. Should I use that color? Maybe a purple. And I'll use this too. It just kind of adds a little bit of a fun accent, right? So today, I don't think I'm going to fill out today yet because I don't really have anything quite yet to write about, and I'm going to wait until the end of the day and then fill this out. So I just kind of wanted to show you some of the different things you can write in here and also how I do it in my process. I really hope this was helpful. Like I said, I've hesitated to do this video for a long time because I wasn't quite sure how to explain what I do, but I hope it's helpful. And if you have any questions about like my process or about journaling in general, like just leave them down below and let me know, or you can always DM me on Instagram if you want. I will try to get back to you in a timely manner. Sometimes it takes a few days, but I try to answer everyone if I can. All right, so I hope this was helpful again, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.